so I ordered me the Burley Nomad trailer for my e-bike because I don't know if I'm going to get to this season since it's already September and late in the year, but I was hoping to do a little bit of bike camping, do a trial run locally, also to use this more around town for some bigger extensive grocery pickups once the weather gets a little bit cooler instead of taking the car. I've already been riding my bike back and forth to work, to my local CVS to get my prescriptions. I've been riding my bike everywhere. So in order to use the trailer, because I have the electric Breeze, I had to order this little piece right here. Basically what it does is it replaces the nut on your back wheel, and then it gives you the extension so that you can put the trailer hitch piece on your rear wheel. So this is the piece I ordered. Now from Electric, I will say this is an expensive little piece. With shipping, this little nut extender was $54, but this is required for your electric bikes. I don't know about other brands. You will have to look up specifically to your brand. So I'll take you downstairs outside when I actually install this on the bike. Now, I did not go for the off-road package initially because of the cost. So what I did was I ordered everything except for the 16-inch off-road tires, which they say will give this better stability. So for now, it comes with the 12-inch paved road tires, and I ordered the rack on top separately because my plan with the rack is to be able to put more stuff, and also I want to get a flexible solar panel so that I can charge my EcoFlow while riding, so that while I'm at the campground I can use the EcoFlow to recharge my bike. And I'm going to do a separate video on that because I have not tested that yet, but this is the rack that came with it. So let's go ahead and get the actual trailer open itself. The box got a little bit damaged in transit, although the way it feels in there, nothing hits against that side anyway. So let's go ahead and open this up. So let's unpack this. Let's see, and because trailers ride low to the ground, they give you a flag, and it's taped. I'm going to have to cut this with an extension on it so that you can have this on the back of your trailer so that people riding behind you can see your cars coming up on the side of you. They say this flag is reflective. My plan also is the back of the trailer only has reflectors. I am going to put flashing rear lights on it like I did to my bike so that people can see me better if I'm riding in dust. So like this morning, I left for work. It was completely dark out. I had to use the headlight and tail lights on my bike. All right, let's open up the bag. So far, it feels pretty solid. I was kind of tossed up between which trailer I was going to get. I decided to go with this one because I have a wooden cart that I have plans for, which is a little more heavy duty, but if that doesn't work out, I might still invest in a hard bottom aluminum one. But this one here has a canvas bottom. What I am told is the canvas will sag with heavy loads, so I'm going to put a harder bottom in this. All right, so these are the 12-inch wheels. Might need about a pound or two air in them, which is not uncommon during shipping because who knows how long these have sat around in the warehouse till somebody's ordered them. And probably easier to just take the whole thing out and lay it down. I will say the canvas does feel heavy duty. There's already been a ton of YouTube videos out on these trailers anyway. So everything shipped, packed up nice in here. This is the arm that goes in the trailer itself, and then this hooks on to the hitch piece on your back axle. And my other wheel. That one probably needs about 4 or 5 pounds of air, and that's a little bit on the softer side. And warranty manual. So it does come with a waterproof, rainproof tarp on it. My cargo, when I go camping, I am going to put everything in dry bags because what I was told is this canvas is more water resistant than waterproof. So when it does get saturated, anything water resistant will repel water up to a certain extent. But when your canvases start getting totally soaked, water resistant will start leaking water. This here is a heavy vinyl plastic, so the top part is totally waterproof. Yeah, the inside where it's yellow is not made out of the same material. Inside, you got some nice pockets to store stuff, same with up front. So how this works is you take this, you pull this up, and you snap that into place like that, and then you lock that down. So that's fully extended now. The cover, before I put the cover, as I was saying, you got nice divider pockets that run the whole length on both sides. Inside, you do have a divider. Now, like I said, I am gonna get a piece of probably 1/4 inch plywood. Don't know if I'm gonna go a 1/2 inch, but at least 1/4 inch that I can lay down on the bottom here, because this canvas, you see how that's saggy? That will sag with your heavy loads, but the way the frame is made, a little bit closer so you can see it, is your aluminum frame right here is actually on the inside. You can rest the plywood right on top, and then you got your axle piece right here that'll rest on. And then if I move the divider, you got one up front also. There's been many videos showing people putting a hard bottom in here so that it's rated to 100 pounds, but it's still gonna sag. On the back, you got your reflectors. Okay, so this one did crack in shipping. It does just screw in. I will let the Burley company know about that and see if they can just send me out a reflector. If not, I'll probably just get a cheap dollar one at a bike shop somewhere. But that's probably where that hole is in the box. That's not Burley, that's FedEx. If you know anything about FedEx and UPS, packages are not handled good. But I'll let Burley know that that reflector did get cracked during shipping. And then in the front, you got your other reflectors here. This one's a little bit crooked. Might be able to tighten them up just a little bit, but those don't look like they got damaged. Only that back one where that box was punctured, but otherwise, seems like I'm completely happy about it. So, your waterproof cover, you just stretch it, go in the ring like that. And now I can still access it from my cargo from back here, or I can undo the hooks, access the cargo from up front. Although attached to the bike, it might be a little bit more on the trickier side. But that just goes on like that. Real simple, easy. And that's your waterproof cover. Now, like I said, if I need to access it up front, my bar is going to be on this side of my bike, so I would have to step over on this side. You just undo your rings. And then I can access my cargo from up front. Like I said, I'm not going to put the rack on until I get outside, because I need to determine where I'm going to store this if it'll fit down in that area with not being able to collapse it flat. Because, and I'm not going to take this out of the bag yet because I've got screws that are kind of loose floating around. But basically, your rack, I believe, it screws down on the back like that. And then this pot screws here, so your rack would actually sit up like this. The wheels are easy on, easy off for storage. So these are the 12-inch wheels. Basically, the way this works is you pop a little black safety thing off of it. Got this push button right here. So all you do is you find your axle, line it up, push the button, and that snaps on. Like I said, down the road, I will probably get the 16-inch off-road ones because I want to see how low this front lip actually rises to the ground on my particular bike. Every bike is different. You will have to gauge for yourself. So again, you just pop that on. Now I got the wheels on. So I'll undo my hinge pin, which clips on the bottom. So you undo your pin. You take this off, it's already on a safety tether, so you can't lose it. You get another safety pin here, a hinge pin. You just pull this out, again it's on a tether. This little piece right here, this is your trailer hitch. This is what gets installed on your bike. So this is actually going to sit down like this. Some people have mounted it up like that, so it raises their trailer a little bit more off the ground by an inch or two. Other people do it like that. I'll have to see what's best for my particular bike. But we'll just set that off to the side. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the proper installation of the arm. So this part here, which goes to your hitch, actually points towards the wheel. So you take this, you slide it in, you push your little button, slide it back, push your little button. Now, I can have it this short and it's not going to hit the wheel. So this would actually just go on the bottom like this, come through your hole, and then you just click it into place. Now, I don't suggest doing what I'm doing right now, putting the bar all the way back, because you don't got much space in here. Something could get jammed up. They do make it this way so that you can actually install it that way if you wish, but it'll be closer to your back wheel, so you might end up hitting your back wheel. Again, this is going to be specific to your bike, so I'm actually going to take this out for a test run without putting any load on it to see how it tracks and see how I want to do things. Slide this forward and go to my next hole, which is right here. So I can actually have it, it's all the way out like this. Now, they do give you an extra hole. I don't suggest doing this either, going this far out, because this little pin is not going to be behind the bushing. You will have no safety if your pin breaks. Your arm will come right out, and especially going uphill, your trailer's going to go bye-bye down a hill. Not only that, see how wobbly this becomes? So you want to make sure you're through both of these brackets. And on my bike, depending on how it tests, I'm probably going to run it just like this. Or I'll have enough distance with the wheel, and also I'll have enough distance. Now I can either lock the hole there, or I can lock it there. So I still have about couple inches to play with. I'm probably going to lock it on the back hole this way here to make sure my bar is all the way through this bracket. And then I'm just going to take my pin Line it up with the hole. Snap your finger. And then that's fully assembled. Now, with it being on the back wheel, it's probably going to lift up on my bike probably about that high. So it's still a little bit low to the ground, which is not bad for street riding and also bike paths. If I had 16-inch wheels, it would be up a little bit higher, but I can also install my hitch so that my hitch is actually sitting like this. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put some air in the tires, and I'm going to take it down. I'll show you a little bit of a test ride, and then I'm going to go ahead outside install the rack. Go ahead and get this back nut off. Alright, I may have to do this off camera because I think they might have put Loctite on this. There we go. There. Apparently this comes with its own lock washer, so let me finish getting that installed. Okay, so I got that installed, but I didn't totally tighten it up yet because, like I said, I want to see how this is going to ride. Yeah, if I go all the way back, it's risking hitting the wheel, so I'm going to go front here. Well, I got everything all installed. So I ended up going a little bit higher with the trailer hitch so that this wouldn't drag on the ground as much. Got a nice height on that now. I didn't show you putting on the rack. Truthfully, that was a pain to install. First of all, my fingers don't work right because I have rheumatoid arthritis in them, and I got some nerve damage from when I cut my thumb. But these screws right here, where your rain cover in, is actually kind of short. They do sell a kit with longer screws if you need it, but I made it work because I didn't want to buy the kit. Some people say you can't install the flag with the rack on it. I made that work. It does install. Let me show you the rack real quick. You just push in the buttons and you just pick up on it. Your rack lifts up out of the way so you can actually get at your gear. So I'll be able to get up my gear there, and I can still get at my gear in the front. Now somebody said this will not fold down with the rack installed, but let's find out. Yep. So yeah, you can't fold it back down with the rack installed. That's okay. Let's take this out for a test drive. So we're going to see if this actually will work for a camera angle. I got a GoPro clamp that flexes onto the invisible selfie stick to the camera. That should not go anywhere for this test ride. Well, we're going to find out. Plus my battery's almost dead, so hoping I'm going to be able to record something for you. So one thing to notice when you're going down the bike path, because of where it tracks, your trailer will track a little bit to the left. So just keep that in mind. And also remember, you got to take wider turns. Well, let's go ahead and take this thing for a test drive. Okay, so other than listening to the camera bouncing around, this thing rode totally nice. I didn't even know it was even back there. Went down the hills perfectly fine, straight away perfectly fine. I'm going to test it going uphill on the way back. I'm going to try to record it, but my camera is bouncing around like crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and try it on the way back, being totally empty. And then I'll probably do a separate video, or may add it to the end of this one with a load on it. But yeah, the trailer rode totally nice. Hopefully I have enough battery left to actually record going up this hill. So we're going to see how it actually does going up this hill totally empty. Totally empty, and I did not even feel that. This trailer tracks nice for having just 12-inch wheels. So anyway, that's my initial review of the Burley cargo trailer. I think this is going to work out great.